Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode 202. Larry here.
And Anthony here.
And what's going on? How are you this week?
Just another fun-filled week. It was busy, to say the absolute least. Crazy to kind of go in the midpoint. And absolute lunacy, if I'm really hitting the high ground.
So would you say it's more busy than busy?
No, because
the
word that word doesn't come out of my mouth.
I'm sorry. You speak the Queen's English.
That's like asking me to sing the song WAP. No, thank you.
Oh yeah. Well, that's if you're on TikTok, that's all crazy. If you're 12, and soon we will be on. No, we won't be on TikTok.
No. I can pretty much say that. We're too old for TikTok.
I cannot drop it like it's hot. So
No, you can't even say that.
If I drop, I'm not getting back up.
I was just gonna say you can drop dead like it's hot, but yeah.
This is true. I'll do that on TikTok eventually.
Yeah, you and me both.
So remember, folks, as always, or now, I want to start off by reminding you, check us out everywhere you listen to podcasts. Check us out on YouTube. We're on Instagram. Well, we've been on Instagram, but now the episodes are on Instagram, so you can check them out there. Remember, if you're watching on your phone on Instagram, you can turn the phone sideways and you'll get the full view of it. So it does come out correct.
Because that's what you need. You need us in widescreen.
We do it. Look at me. I'm designed for widescreen. And of course, hit like, hit subscribe, let your friends and family know about us. So we got a good week here. We got some good stuff to talk about. As we speak, though, and I want to touch on this. So as the day that we record is October 10th, Saturday. Yes. So today was supposed to be the original release, and I would have had it by now, of the Intellivision Amico. I'm never going to get it right.
No.
It's like
but look, I'll continually correct you because that
you know,
I feel like that's like a pivotal part of my job here on this podcast.
You and Frank's got a running list of words I keep messing up on the better half.
Sega.
So no, that not that one. Like
no, I know that's one here.
Yeah. So today was supposed to be the release of the Intellivision. A few months ago, obviously, with the way the world is happening today, that could not happen. No fault of Intellivision. Unlike other companies, it's just waited too long to get their systems out.
Yeah.
I'm not calling anyone out.
Polymega.
And
I'm sorry, did I call them out?
Well, the Atari VCS is on its way as well. So.
Well, that's good.
So as we speak, in a few minutes from when we're talking, Intellivision is actually going to be dropping a video on YouTube, which you'll be able to watch now, even I think, because I don't know if it's live. But I'm curious what they have to say. So a few months ago, they said they're releasing the system now in April. Actually, I think they're releasing it tax day, April 2021. Those who pre-order it, like myself, will get it the first week of April.
Okay.
So
perfect timing if you get a tax refund.
This is true. I'm looking forward to the Intellivision. The Intellivision is designed to be a family-friendly system, nothing rated over E, which is fine. Honestly, it's budget-friendly. The system is under $200.
But and that's very appealing.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be good. From the videos that I've seen, I don't know if you saw any video yet, but from what I've seen, it's again that good mix of classic Intellivision gameplay with new features and newness on it.
Yeah. No, I have seen some of it, and it does look really appealing. It's obviously for the retro gamer in me. But the issue that I have with all of these new consoles, it's just that there are so many of them being marketed now. It's like I kind of want to wait for them to be released before I take the plunge. I mean, because but let's face it, they're financial investments basically. So
they are.
Yeah. So I'd like to. Now I'm kind of on a wait and see approach with all of them. Like the only one that I'm really like convinced on that at the moment that I know I'm going to be happy with is the Polymega for obvious reasons.
Well, you tried the Polymega, so you already know.
Yes. Well, and that's what it is. Like I gave it a test run and I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I need for all of my CD-based games.
Whereas I jump in blindly.
Yes, you are the blind jumper, and you look. You are like the test subject for all of these companies.
I should have the remember the crash test dummies.
Yes.
I should have that paint like the whatever they had on their face and everything, because that's basically what I am. And you know what? I would say 90% of the time I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
And that's good. And that's good. That's all that matters. What matters at the end of the day is if you are happy. It doesn't matter how bad a system is, as long as you are happy with it. That's all that. Look, I'm a huge fan of the Sega CD. I don't think a lot of people really enjoyed that system.
Really?
So,
Do you truly think that?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know. I feel like there's enough love for the Sega CD, but that just may be me because when I go to Game On, everyone loves video games, so it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. It's like if you ask anybody else, like like maybe more casual gamers or more general gamers, like it's like, oh, what's your favorite system? I guarantee you, and I'm not saying it's my favorite. I just think if you bring up Sega CD, it's not exactly highly regarded.
All right, fair enough. Is what it is. I was gonna say, Game On, there could be a speaking spell in the middle of the room, and we're all excited for it. So
yeah, and maybe one day you'll actually beat that.
Maybe it's tough. It's kind of like the Sesame Street games. All right, the ending of the group. So in television, we'll see what happens. Actually, I think it's starting as we speak, so we'll catch that afterwards. But speaking of Sega, and I want to kind of get your thoughts on this as well. Longtime friend of the show. Actually, he did give us a shout out. I'll give his Instagram screen name, Zero Skrull, ZeroSkrull. Good friend of the podcast. Sent me, well, first of all, he goes, and I quote, the micro Game Gear looked really tiny and unplayable. We were talking about that. I have since canceled my Game Boy Micro order, which I'm kind of upset about.
Game Gear.
Yes, Game Boy. What did I say?
Game Boy.
I did say Game Boy because the Game Boy Micro is actually cool.
Yes.
But the Game Gear Micro, a little that is pure collectors. Definitely not meant for casual gamers. But that I forgot which game it is. There's a role-playing series. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember the company, but they're putting out a special edition Game Gear Micro.
Oh, nice.
So
that's cool.
But yeah, I've since canceled it. Kind of regretting it. Maybe I'll pick one up later down the road just to have. But he sent an article. It was pretty interesting. Nothing set in stone. No release date. But just the possibility of another micro console from Sega, which could be a Dreamcast. What would your thoughts be on a Dreamcast Mini?
Yeah, I did read that article this morning as well, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. A Dreamcast Mini to me sounds phenomenal. First off, we've said it 1,000 times on this show. The Dreamcast is probably the most underrated console ever to be released. The system was a powerhouse of its day. The games that came out on it, like really good quality, like really strong, like arcade type of gameplay on it, which was amazing.
Yeah.
In 1999. So I think releasing a Dreamcast Mini to me would be phenomenal. Like that's one I would definitely pick up. And if it's of a quality comparative to what they did with the Genesis Mini, with the recent one. The official.
That's the only one that exists.
Yeah, that's the only one. All the other ones, that were made don't exist anymore. But if it's on par with that one, then I'm all in. I'm 100% all in. So I would welcome that with open arms.
Do you think, and this is all speculation, of course, do you think they could, with the power that those games, even under emulation, because it's obviously it's gonna be under emulation. There's that scary word a lot of people don't like to talk about.
Yep.
But and I'm not even talking about like illegal emulators, just the process of it. Do you think they could pack a Dreamcast Mini? That's gonna take up a lot of room, those games.
Well, I mean, think about it this way. We just talked about it. Look at what the Polymega is going to do. The Polymega is going to allow you to insert your CD-based games for various systems, PlayStation, Sega CD, so on and so forth. And you can download them to the hard drive. It has a 1 terabyte hard drive. So you can play those games directly off of the system. A Dreamcast Mini would essentially do the same thing, except obviously it's not going to have the disc component. It's already going to have the games in the system. All it really comes down to is hard drive space. It's just going to have a larger hard drive space. If you look at the PlayStation Classic, yes, I don't think it was the best Mini at all. In fact, probably the worst one. But that's a perfect example of they managed to pack, what was it, 20 games on that thing?
I want to say 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they packed 20 CD-based games on that system, which means
So
that, and that took up a decent amount of space. Same thing with the
couple of
Dreamcast.
which,
Yeah.
I was gonna say a couple which were multi-disc games.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see any difference between that and making a Dreamcast Mini, except for obviously the quality needs to be better.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna while you were talking, I was gonna say, and you mentioned a very good point with the Polymega. Yes, emulation, which again, I don't care about emulation when I say that,
Mhm.
meaning as long as the game runs, I'm good. It doesn't bother me if it's emulation or not. But anyway, I was gonna say, yeah, with the 1 terabyte hard drive, yes, you can rip the games onto the hard drive of the Polymega, but the Polymega base unit is $400. I mean,
Mhm.
how much then would a Dreamcast Mini be? But then while you were talking, I did the math, and there's 5 systems on the base Polymega, the CD-based systems.
Mhm.
I'm not even talking about how, North American, Japanese, PAL. We're talking just 5 systems. So broken down, it's like $80 a system, which then, some of these minis have been 80. I think the
Mhm.
Genesis was $80. So actually, yeah, it may not be too bad if they can jam a terabyte hard drive in there and get good games. The issue would be though, excuse me, the issue would be though, I think the Dreamcast had a lot of great first party games, but
Mhm.
I think they were really more third party, very heavy on sports.
Yep.
Those are the games they can do it, but I think it's going to be hard to get those third party licenses to really get a good library, because a lot of
Mhm.
people forget, if when you look at the PlayStation Classic, let's just look at the library. Every one of these systems, everyone has plus or minus on the library. No one's going to agree 100%. I get
Right.
that. But it's a good library on the PlayStation Classic, a very good library. I don't know if a Dreamcast Mini can get a good library without really having to reach in for third parties, which could cause the price to change.
Right. And again, I mean, that's always going to be the case. I would assume if they did a Dreamcast Mini, you would maybe get, I'd say 4 or 5 third party on there, but the rest would be first. But
Mm-hmm,
even
mm-hmm.
still, I think they have enough first party games to fill out
Okay.
the library there.
All right.
In terms of the size of the hard drive, it doesn't need a terabyte. Remember, this is going to be a system where you're not going to be adding anything to it. I
Sure.
honestly think if you had, let's say, even 64 gigs on there, that's probably even too much, because I don't think the Dreamcast games, I don't think the Dreamcast games were essentially more than, let's say, 6 gigabytes each, like a
Mm-hmm.
Blu-ray disc size.
True. Probably a little less than a Blu-ray, because that was
Hmm.
right. Well, no, Blu-ray. No, that was before Blu-rays.
No, it's before Blu-ray. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, like, I don't think you need a large hard drive for it, which is why I'd say, like, kind of like the way the Neo Geo was done and everything like that. I'd probably say like this would still be somewhere around $100 for a mini with 20 games on it, which roughly comes out to $5 per game.
Which
So
isn't too bad. Yeah, I think
no,
I'm
that's not
looking it
bad at
up.
all.
No, I'm looking it up here. I think Dreamcast games were about a gig in size.
So there you go. So 20 games is
So
only 20 gig. That's not
yeah,
bad.
so that's not too bad at all.
Nope.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. There's
Mhm.
no time frame. In fact, some reports even said that even if they started now, this thing is at least 2 years away.
Mhm.
Even if they started on it, there's a better chance we get a Master System Mini, which I think would be awesome.
Yes, and to be honest with you, I would love a Master System Mini because, again, Sega Master System is one of the systems I never owned.
Hmm.
So I would love to get my hands on some of those games.
Yeah, and there's some gems on there, and even a lot of the conversions, because there's a lot of Genesis games that
Hmm.
they also made on the Master System. So there's a Mortal Kombat, actually,
Hmm.
Sonic,
Yep.
and other ones I'm that just don't come across my head right now. But so in other words, the Master System, for those who don't know, would be the equivalent to the NES. So imagine taking a Super Nintendo game and downgrading it to an NES game. That's basically what the Master System's like. But some of those games still played phenomenal.
Yeah,
So
no, they did, and that's why they were able to,
yeah.
to carry them over to another system.
Absolutely. So, all right. So, well, time will tell with minis. And obviously, you have not tried the Commodore 64 mini as far as the worst mini that's available.
Oh, do you think that
So,
one's the worst?
that one's you know what? Those games, the PlayStation games, most of them stand up to the test of time. Commodore 64, not so much, in my opinion. Just in
I
my
don't know.
opinion.
I mean, you have to remember what kind of games Commodore
I am
64 games were.
fully aware what they were. Yeah. Listen, there's no high roller, so I should just throw the thing in the garbage.
Yes, I agree with you on that part.
So we'll see. We'll see. And of course, everyone, always, if you please comment, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, our Facebook page, please comment in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on these topics.
Mhm.
We definitely always want to hear from you. As you saw, Zero Scroll gave us a good topic to talk about there for a moment. And we got some others here to scroll. Anything, not news wise, but like anything you've come across, anything you've played recent. Let me back up for a second. Have
Sure.
you tried Super Mario 35?
No.
Okay, then forget it.
Sorry.
So, don't be sorry.
You remember how we opened the show and I gave you 3 descriptions of my week? Let's just leave it there.
I will. Don't worry.
The only thing I really got to try this week that was new was season 2 of Fall Guys dropped on Thursday.
I played a little bit of Fall Guy as well.
Yes. So
It's starting to annoy me.
Yeah, so I did play that on Thursday. Yes. You know what's funny? It's like, and this is just me. And you know how I can get with games because I'm super competitive.
I'm fully aware of it.
Sure.
I still have a scar right here.
No, there's no scar. You had that fixed. Anyway,
it was a long time ago. I'm talking mentally.
Oh, okay. Well, no, those are forever.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
It's like they're like diamonds. Mental scars last forever.
That's why I haven't played No Mercy in forever.
But
yes.
Look, I'm super competitive when I play games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's just the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when I knew multiplayer online games were going to get to me at some point, which is why I've always played solo. I was like, but now that I play with friends online, it's a completely different situation. But Fall Guys, love it. And until I get to a point where it's like I'm playing for like an hour, and then everybody else in the game is just pissing me off. I'm like, okay. And that's when the F-bombs start, and that's when it's like, okay, I got to take a break and walk away because it's like I hate it. I just literally like. I can't tell you how many times my friends laugh because somewhere during a match, I'm just like, I hate people. And that's literally what I say. I go, I hate people. I just do. I'm like, like trolls, like people that troll in games.
Don't even start.
They grab you in the game just to push you off the side. I'm like, look, there's no reason for that. It's like, just play the damn game.
I mean, I know some of the boards, that's strategy. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them. But you're right. When it's just like a race to the end,
mm-hmm.
All right, fine. You bump every now and again, but don't just keep doing it. Trust me, I hear you on that one. It's the same thing when we play PUBG.
Yeah, exactly. So like, so a good example was like, I was playing yesterday morning. I played a couple of rounds because like sometimes what I do in the morning, it's like I have my breakfast and I play a couple of rounds of something. Then by daylight, Fall Guys, just to get the day moving.
To get you in the mood.
I don't know, just to get the day moving. You know, wakes up my brain.
There you go.
But like I got, Fall Guys. I got to the final round. And I'm running up Fall Mountain, and I'm basically in second behind somebody else. So, and there's a guy right on my tail. So I'm like, okay, if the other guy ahead of me screws up, I'll get the crown. I was like, but no, the guy on my tail grabs me to hold me back, and I'm like, dude, there's somebody else ahead of me. I go, what are you trying to hold me back for? And of course, the other guy had time to get up and win, and I'm like, there's just no logic to that. That's the part I never understand, except you're being a jerk.
Yeah, they're out there. Like same thing actually with Super Mario 35. There's already games barely out a week, well, a little over a week, and there's already hackers on there who are getting like 99,000 coins in a level, which is obviously impossible.
Yeah.
And the way the game plays, for every 20 coins, you can spend that on like a roulette to give yourself a power up. And as long as you have coins, you can keep spinning that roulette.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird. Nintendo, I think, is trying to work on that. But with Fall Guy, yeah, you're right. It is what it is. You're always going to have those jerks, those hackers.
It's unfortunate.
Same thing in PUBG. Me and my friends, we play PlayerUnknown Battleground, and when you're standing right in front of somebody and you're point blank shooting them, and they're not dropping.
Yep.
Like what? Like I don't care what kind of armor you have.
Yeah, and the sad thing is, and I know we're off on a tangent here with other games,
I think it's something we all Yeah.
The sad thing is, it's like, and you have the ability to report gamers like that,
Hmm.
because it's not fair to everybody else in the game, especially when you're doing a large multiplayer kind of game. But I feel like those are just like, it's like placebo things. It's like, it makes you feel better that you get to report them, but they don't really get, they don't get like banned or anything for hacking and stuff like that. So you wind up getting stuck playing this over and over again. And then at some point you're just going to be like, you know what? I'm done. It's like, if you're not going to fix the game to stop hackers from doing this stuff, why should I play it?
I think that's what the reporting does. You're right. I mean, they get enough reports.
Mm.
I'm sure eventually they'll get banned, but
Who
I think
knows?
the reports aid in trying to fix the game. Like I know it's happened
Right.
in PUBG. They fix stuff. It's never going to be 100%, but
Right.
it is what it is. And then sometimes you just have your own friends who stab you in the back during a game.
Mhm.
We had one. I just got to mention it real quick. Hopefully they're listening. So we play PUBG. It's 4 to a squad, and we started up this round, and we immediately knew it was going to be a nonsense round because they all started shooting each other, and you know what's happening because then you get a friendly fire warning
Yep.
on your screen. So we all get shot. We heal each other up. It's just like, all right, ha ha ha. So finally, I had the last laugh as two of our. We were all in a house. It's me, my cousin, Frank, and Verdi. So these are the 4 people we're dealing with.
Hmm.
So Anthony now has a picture of what this mess is going to be.
Oh yeah.
So there's
Epic.
4 of us in the room. 2 of us already knocked. Or when I say knocked, meaning you're down, you can't get up, you can't fire, and your power is draining where you're going to die. So 2 people are knocked, and we've only shot each other. We have not encountered anybody else.
Hmm.
2 of them are down. Verdi shoots me. Ha ha ha. Picks me up, heals me, picks me up. He goes to heal someone else. I come up behind him, give him a double tap in the back of the head. So now all 3 of them are knocked. I'm still standing. Everyone's like, all right, funny. And I just jump out the window and I just run away. And as the power just slowly, I'm like, see you guys later. I'm done.
Nice.
Like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
I'm sure that
And
didn't come back to bite you.
we're good. And then we went to the next round and did what we had to do. But it was
Mhm.
pretty funny the way it happened. So, and sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need just to sit back, laugh, even if it's screwing up your game. Kind of just to get the
Yeah.
mental out of the way and then get into
Truly, you don't understand competition.
it. No, I don't.
No.
Because it fails me every time.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, we'll see what happens. Try when you get a chance, though. Try Super Mario 35.
No, trust me. Between that and Mario 3D All Stars, which is still shrink wrapped, I'd really like to, start playing these things.
I'm really enjoying Super Mario Galaxy from that.
Yeah. See, I've never played Galaxy or Sunshine, so I really want to open this thing and play it. But again, time is my enemy.
Time is of the essence.
No. Time is my enemy.
All right, so I want to mention a couple things I picked up that hopefully will finally do me some justice in my life. So on
That's
this
not possible.
no, on this podcast,
Or let me rephrase that. You're shopping in the wrong store.
it's Amazon.
You're shopping in the wrong store.
Probably. You've
Actually,
heard me
not
mention.
really. I'm sure Amazon can give you everything you need.
That is true. Trust me, that is true. So you've heard me mention on this show plenty of times how I have bought many HDMI splitters,
Mm-hmm.
and every one of them has failed me,
Mm-hmm.
and every one of them ended up in the garbage
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have the patience to return them.
Mm-hmm. Retro
So
free.
here, yes, that is the biggest.
I can't believe you threw that out.
I was not going to spend $100 to return it to England.
But at least keep it.
It just annoyed me. I couldn't play Genesis. It would not fit a Genesis cartridge.
I bet you if I would have come over to use it, it would have worked fine.
That's correct.
Yeah, that is true.
So
let's just go with that.
So fine. This is my last ditched effort for a HDMI switch. I don't know what kind you may have bought, Ant. Do you remember the brand name maybe?
No, I really don't. I just know
Fair
that
enough.
it works.
So my issue's always been is the automatic switching. The idea of these is that when you power on a unit, when the switch sees the system, the power, it automatically switches it over
Yes.
to the right thing. And I don't like that because the PlayStation 4, the Xbox, the Switch, they're all always constantly on.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know. So I finally came across, it's called Lankstone, Lankstone.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right.
that looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. So far, it's a 5 output,
Okay.
1 input, 5 output, 4K UHD. I think it also does, yes, 4K. And for those still with 3D televisions,
Five input, one output, right?
yes, 5
Okay.
input. No, yes, I did say that.
Yeah, you say
5
that.
input,
You
1
said it
output.
in
Yeah.
reverse.
I have 5 televisions that are all going to show one system.
Hey, people have setups like that.
I keep debating putting up a second television, trust me,
Why?
because I just put like a smaller one. And then because I have so many systems, that's why.
Well, look at my setup behind me, all one TV.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's because you have working equipment.
Well, get working equipment.
So here's what's cool about this. This is the only, and I tried looking for other ones. This is the only HDMI switch that has a locking feature.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Is all joking aside.
That makes me want to buy it just for that.
Honestly, so say I have, the Xbox and the PlayStation plugged into ports 1 and 2. I can lock port 1, let's say that's the PlayStation. I can lock it. So if I turn on the Xbox while the PlayStation is already on the television, it will not automatically switch over.
Yeah, see, that's definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the reason why, I think, obviously, you're not experiencing that in your game room is because all those systems, for the most part, when they power off, they power off.
Yes, at least right now in the game room. But I will say, when I was using the HDMI switch on my current consoles, I think it always defaulted to the Xbox because I think the Xbox draws the most power.
Exactly. Mine actually, funny enough, was PlayStation, but it would always switch over.
Yeah.
So I have it. I'm going to try it this weekend, so I'll let you know more. But I have high hopes. And what's cool about it is, so if you lock port 1, once you turn that off and it no longer gets a signal, it will unlock itself and it will go back to regular mode. So it won't always stay locked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that actually sounds really interesting for me. I would definitely like to find out how that works for you.
Before I demoed it, of course, I bought 2 of them. So we'll see what happens.
I hope you kept the other one in the box in case this one sucked.
I opened it, everything.
You opened everything.
So
you never learn.
Amazon's not bad for returns.
That's actually true. No, Amazon will take the return.
Yes. I've been doing a lot of returns.
That doesn't surprise me either.
One more thing I picked up, and this is, I bought this on a whim, and I figured, what the hell? So I went to CVS yesterday to get my flu shot. So I had my flu shot, and I had to go to the register to pick up my receipt, whatever. Just to say that I got it, the insurance paid for it, but I had to pick up a receipt. And for those at CVS, and I think they sell these at Rite Aid as well. You ever see these little micro consoles in like a CVS or something?
Yes. Yeah.
This little bad boy. You know what? $20, 220 games in it. What the hell? I'll pick it up.
Okay.
So I finally
but any licensed games?
No, none whatsoever.
All these like weird little like Tetris.
Basically, I'm trying to get. It's gonna be hard to say.
Yeah. No, I see it.
Yeah, there is no actually. If I let's go to the end of the list.
But what was your drive for buying it?
Because I've seen it in CVS for the last 2 years.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's just a small handheld system with a bunch of crappy games.
Kids, don't try this at home.
No, look, $20. You can't go wrong, I don't think. It's not bad. It is what it is. I mean, it looks good. I got, the graphics look pretty interesting.
Okay.
Of course, I had to pick the one game that had a black screen. Whatever, right? But I don't know. Give it a shot. It's called Gamer 5 or something. I already threw away the box. Oh, no, here it is.
Of course you did.
Gamer 5 portable, 220 games, portable gaming system.
Yep. Know exactly what you're talking about.
It is what it is. Honestly, if I was a commuter, I would say, more often than not, I'd probably bring this with me because you know what? If this got stolen, I don't care.
Yeah.
So, I figured I'd pick it up. What the hell? It's pretty cool. Give it a shot.
Honestly, I really don't have anything to say on this one because I have a feeling what you'll do is you'll play it once for 3 seconds and then it will just go in a pile.
No, well, a lot of things end up like that.
Yes.
But, it's got dominoes, it's got card games, it's got a couple of flying games. And, it's going to be is what it is. So I'm not expecting, I'm not looking for you to go, oh, my God, that is the greatest thing.
No, that's okay. I just hope you enjoy the 10 minutes you play it in your lifetime.
Or I'll just enjoy it randomly.
Yes.
And I'm a gamer. So I figure I'll pick that
The
up.
defense to everything.
No, not really. You don't have to hate on everything.
I'm not hating on it. I just don't understand the logic behind it. That's all.
Because honestly, the whole reason behind it is the fact that it was by the register. I forget what they call that.
Impulse buy.
Yes, that's exactly
buy.
what it is. It's an impulse buy.
Yeah, see, for me, like an impulse buy is like, an impulse buy would be like if I buy another arcade one-up machine, but to me in my head it's justified because it's a game that I know and I've played before and I know I'll play again, as opposed to 220 random games I've never heard of that I'll probably never touch.
Not everything has to have a good logic behind it. It's like movies. Not every movie is going to be an Oscar winner, but they're still good movies.
Yeah, trust me, I work in a world where logic doesn't make sense. So,
I'm fully aware of that.
Yes. So yeah, there is no logic. So look, I try my best to insert as much logic as I can everywhere else, so I can maintain balance. Like the Karate Kid.
Oh yes, I got to finally watch movies 2 and 3. I finally saw the first one.
You never
I
saw them?
never saw them. Nope.
Oh my God. Have you watched Cobra Kai yet?
I got through both seasons of Cobra Kai before watching the movies.
Nice. Cobra Kai's awesome.
So Cobra Kai is fantastic. First Karate Kid was phenomenal.
Oh,
so then I went and I bought the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this weekend.
3 is a bit of rough going, but 2's fun.
Really, what third going of a movie isn't a little rough?
I don't know. And you can watch the 4th one if you want to.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on the next Karate Kid just because it's not. Unless what's her name?
Hilary Swank.
Unless she shows up in Cobra Kai.
Considering where her career is, I'm gonna kind of say no.
I mean, was there any tie-in besides Miyagi?
Not to my knowledge, but I'll be honest with you, I really have blocked it out of my memory. So,
but and I hear season 3 has a lot to do, I think, with the second movie. So,
yes, I heard there's one character. There's one character from season 2 they're bringing back for sure.
Okay,
and I think they also go to Okinawa.
Probably.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
So there you go. Check out Cobra Kai. Oh, speaking of Netflix, did you see the trailer for the new Resident Evil CGI TV show?
I have not. I didn't realize they dropped the trailer.
They did. And this is, I'm mentioning this just now, right off the top of my head, so God help me if I remember the name of it. But it's a, check out the trailer. It's on, you can find it on YouTube, Netflix. Mm-hmm. And it is an animated series, Resident Evil. It's called Resident Evil Infinite Darkness.
Ooh.
Let's see. Let me see. Is there a story behind it? Let me just see if I can click on it. But it looks really cool. It kind of remember the Resident Evil direct-to-DVD animated movies.
Yes.
It kind of has a little bit of a feel, and those movies were good.
Yeah, I enjoyed those.
It has that bit of a feel to it. I can't find there's really no story behind what this one's going to be about. Mm-hmm. But bottom line, I saw it a few weeks ago. I just meant to check it here. But definitely check it out. It's going to look pretty. I don't know when it drops, but it's going to look pretty interesting.
Very cool.
Oh, I totally forgot. This weekend was supposed to be New York Comic-Con.
Well, let's rephrase that. This weekend is New York Comic-Con. The panels are still going.
I never attend panels anyway. But
at least the panels. My cat is like pacing outside the doors of my office, meowing loudly.
Well, he has work to do.
Yes.
He has a job as well, you know.
Yeah.
Do you want to let him in?
No.
Okay. So yeah, this was supposed
to be. I feel like
it
keeps shrinking too.
Oh, now you ruined it. What'd you do?
No, I made it better. See?
You good now?
Yeah.
No, this was supposed to be Comic-Con, so I guess I should be spending the money I would have been spending this weekend. No. Lord knows I will.
See, this is the perfect opportunity where you can save money.
Look,
it's a novel concept, I know. But
I've already spent the money on the pop vinyls to pick up.
Of course,
that happened yesterday, and that turned into a crap show for a while. But I was able to pick up a few of them. I'm
very happy I'm the frugal one of the two of us.
I don't know. I've seen you buy some things at a convention or
two. No. At conventions, yeah, I do buy some stuff. I go, but if I'm not going to it, I'm not buying anything. But
It
that's
just
me.
gives the feel. I miss these conventions. I know you were
Yes.
never a fan of them to begin with,
Well,
but
there are
for
people
the
there.
very for the very reason why we're not having conventions now, actually.
Yes, exactly. There are people there, and you know how I feel about people.
So before there was COVID, there was just Anthony not wanting to deal with people.
Yes, yes. I was like my own COVID. I just
I,
just sorry. Just,
what is that? You'll see.
no,
But
what is that? It's very simple. Get away from me.
step back. I wish I saw you in San Diego Comic-Con. Trust me.
Oh my God. Thank God Frankie wasn't around me the entire time. He would have seen my utter disgust.
Oh man. But I did buy one piece of art that I'm gonna try and pull up from almost like if I was to go to Artist Alley.
Okay.
And
See,
it's
now
not.
that's cool. I'm very pro Artist Alley. I like if you commission somebody or buy something from
Yes.
them, I think that's really cool and it helps support artists.
And I've gotten a couple commissions throughout the years. In fact, right now I'm looking at a gorgeous Popeye that was done last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's on my wall. I can't show you now. I'll post it on the Instagram. I also had done a beautiful black and white Optimus Prime.
Ooh.
From a few, and I got my dad, same artist, I can't remember his name, forgive me, also did a black and white original 33 King Kong for my dad.
Oh, that's cool.
Kong up on top of the Empire State Building swatting at the biplanes.
That's
So,
really cool.
yeah. Now, what I ordered, and I want to give a shout out, absolute shout. I haven't gotten it yet. I'm going to get it Tuesday, but I already trust in it. You can find him on Instagram, Justin LaRocca Hansen. JUSTINLAROCCAHANSEN. It is, I'm just trying to get the link here to Anthony. It is called Andre the Bowser.
Is that the new what?
Andre
the Bowser. Yeah, send me the link.
I just sent it to Anthony, and hopefully, Anthony, you will maybe insert it just here, maybe at some point.
Where did you send it?
Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's sending me actually his original piece, not.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
You're looking at it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a hybrid Andre the Giant and Bowser. And
he would have played an awesome Bowser.
Right? Look at that.
Yeah, that
really
actually
cool. Is a really good mashup.
Mm-hmm.
Check out his page. Check out his Etsy page. He has actually, honestly, on his Etsy page, he doesn't really, this is the only gaming wrestling thing I saw.
Okay.
Everything else is beautiful, but it doesn't really have this theme. But I saw this on the Retro Soft Studios Instagram page. They're the ones that are doing Retromania.
Yeah, when is that coming out?
Again, one of those things that just keeps getting pushed back.
Yep.
But I already got mine pre-ordered for the Switch, though.
Mm-hmm.
So they featured it, beautiful feature, and I messaged him. I'm like, you know what? Do you have something like this for sale? And he said, yeah, actually, I still have the original watercolor done. So we talked, and we set the price on it. I'm like, yeah, please, definitely send it over. I think he lives in New York.
Does it cost more than your car?
No.
Okay.
How dare you?
So
I should be getting it Tuesday, and I cannot wait. It's just a really, really awesome hybrid.
Yeah, no, that looks really cool.
So in the middle of the night, I wake up and I stare at it. It's going to scare the hell out of me. But
especially if it moves.
It is what it is. So yes, that's really the biggest piece of work that I did, that I purchased for New York Comic Con, besides the pop vinyls.
Yeah,
which none of those are really game related.
Well, and I was looking at the Comic-Con panels that were being discussed. I noticed that there really weren't that many, if any, video game ones. It's all TV and stuff.
Yeah, and yes, with New York Comic Con, you're right. There really isn't. I mean, games are there. Capcom's always there.
Yeah.
Just Dance is always there, stuff like that. But it's not really a gaming convention. But a lot of the vendors have a lot of cool homemade original art
Mhm.
based on games. Like, for example, the 3D printed Zelda map, Hyrule map.
Yes, it's funny. I was just thinking about that too, and how it would look great on my wall.
Absolutely, and you can buy it. It's Spitfire Labs,
Hmm.
and I bought that at Comic Con a couple years ago. So now I have it hanging on the wall.
Yep.
So that's what I really miss, is being able to get those kind of like those original pieces,
Hmm.
original, not even art, just I don't know how I haven't bought an ocarina yet is beyond me.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Actually, I'm surprised I don't own one.
Because I used to see him every year.
I know, and it would be
Oh well,
something I know. Me like I would probably learn how to play it just for the Zelda themes, and then just be done with it. Be like, look, I can
constantly
play.
being
I can play 4 songs.
constant tornadoes coming through and raining and stuff like that.
Actually, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. Oops, the rain song again. Oops, the rain song again. Sorry.
Dang it, not again. So we'll see. So yeah, I miss conventions. I think hopefully they'll kick back next year. I did buy tickets to Chiller Theater, which is right now going to go on in April.
Oh
So
wow.
end of
Okay.
April. I mean, I
Well,
gotta be
and more
ready to go by then.
importantly, San Diego Comic Con next year.
Yes, let's see about that one.
Yes, because I really wanted to go this year.
Me too. I was all set. It's gonna be my first
Hmm.
time.
Yep.
So we shall see.
That we shall.
Other than that, is really, I mean, as far as stuff that I got, that was really about it for me.
Yeah. Well, I have to applaud you for constantly buying things every week because I don't. So it's always a great topic to cover on our show.
But you do own something that I really want to know if you've really played it or not.
Which is?
Your arcade one-up Pac-Man.
Yes, I have played it. Actually, I played it yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, did you play the other game that's on it?
Yeah. Oh, Pack and Pal.
Pac-Man. That's what I want to know
Yeah.
about.
Unfortunately, yes. It's awful.
Oh, okay. But like
awful.
how? What? Because Pac-Man has had a lot of offshoots. Obviously, I'm not talking just Ms. Pac-Man, and a lot of versions of Pac-Man that are the traditional board, not like Pac-Man, Pac-Land or something like that.
Right.
But just what is Pac and Pal? You don't really see that often.
No, and what it is it's like I don't even know how to explain it because you're moving around the board and you're collecting. There are no pellets or anything like that. You're collecting specific things, and I forget what they are. I'll be honest with you. I only played it once, and I'm like, oh, this is god awful. But then you have a friend who's walking around. It's kind of like opening things up for you, and it's like you go through these little doors to kind of get what you need, and it'll block out the ghosts so they don't hit you. It's like, it kind of reminds me of. Do you remember the arcade game Ladybug?
Yeah. Oh, actually, yes.
Yeah, because Ladybug was like a maze-like game, and it had these little doors that would flip. And what you did was you would go through the door to flip it so that whatever the enemy was in that game wouldn't get you. Pack and Pal's kind of like that, where they have these little doors you go through, and they flip around as you go through it, so you can get what you need. But just overall, it's like it's just not enjoyable. Like I did not enjoy it at all. And again, it was just one of those things. It's like obviously they were trying to come up with new things to take advantage of Pac-Man fever. Totally get it, but that doesn't mean everything needs to be a hit. And that one definitely was not.
True. Do you remember? I mean, the only from what I've seen with Pac and Pal, it kind of reminds me of Super Pac-Man.
Yes, a little bit.
Which I'm not saying I like. I don't love Super Pac-Man, but I like Super Pac-Man. Listen, it was good enough to get a breakfast cereal.
Yes,
and Super Pac-Man had the doors, kind of like Pac and Pal. You collected keys, you got bigger. But have you ever played any of the other kind of offshoot maze? I'll call them maze Pac-Mans.
I remember playing Baby Pac-Man a bit.
Yes. Do you remember where you played Baby Pac-Man?
No, I don't.
Okay. No, for those who don't know, me and Anthony grew up in Brooklyn, basically close to each other, close enough that we'd go to the same areas. The only place I knew that had Baby Pac-Man was Chuck E. Cheese over on Caesars Bay.
Oh, so yeah, you know what? It might have been Chuck E. Cheese that I played it at. I don't remember it at Buddy's.
No, Buddy's. No, I don't remember it at Buddy's, but definitely the only one I remember was at Chuck E. Cheese over Caesars Bay Bazaar off the Bell Parkway, for those local enough to know where that is.
Yeah.
And those old enough to remember it.
Yeah.
Baby Pac-Man, I gotta say, is beyond Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man. Beyond Ms. Pac-Man and Pac-Man in order.
Yeah.
I gotta say Baby Pac-Man is my favorite because it is a hybrid arcade pinball game.
machine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which to this day I still find weird, and I only know of one other game. I don't remember the title, but I only know of one other game that's been like that. But it was just fun to play, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I want to say, does the Video Game Hall of Fame in Las Vegas have it? I think they might.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah. Which,
I
by
gotta
the way,
imagine
we need to take a trip over there for that.
definitely. And for those who don't know, with Baby Pac-Man, again, it's literally a hybrid arcade pinball game. You have your traditional maze type game on the screen, and then when you go down the tunnel, it turns into the arcade. I mean, the pinball, and then it's on the pinball machine is where you earn the power pellets and stuff like that. But if you lose your ball on the pinball machine, it just goes back to the arcade.
Right.
Someone got in.
No. The door is still closed. The
Good
door
Lord.
is still closed.
What are you using, a curtain?
I don't know.
Or does he have a megaphone now? Soon he's gonna have a barricade. Wow, Anthony's cat is persistent. I'll tell you that much.
Yes.
He's got those TPS reports to do.
So I've opened the door, and he's not sure if he should come in or not.
Oh, I'm sorry. The conference room is taken. My apologies.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure I spoke with
He's like,
Aileen
he's like,
to tell me.
He basically meant open the door so I can come in and you leave.
I have this room scheduled for 12 to 1. Thank you.
Yeah. Jeez.
And because of that, you're going to have a hairball now in front of the door.
Yeah. Yes, we're talking about you. Please don't throw up on me.
So Baby Pac-Man, and there's been some other offshoots. Junior Pac-Man was interesting, which is not Baby Pac-Man. They are two separate children. Junior Pac-Man was cool because the maze was double the width of a regular Pac-Man game, so the screen scrolled.
Yes,
that's how they made that one different.
Mm-hmm. And wasn't there? What about that 3D one? Like, remember the one that was like a 3/4 view?
Pac-Mania.
Pac-Mania, thank you.
That's a fun one too. Yeah, it's just more of an upgrade to that. And he can jump.
You wanted to be in the room, now you can be on the show.
There we go. Now we have to pay him royalties.
Yeah, you get royalties now. Do you want royalties?
just there.
He's just there. He's just here.
Just an entity.
He just wants pets. That's all.
But so Pac-Man has had its weird share of offshoots. Some of which are drastically different than others. I mean, can you think of other games that may have had some stuff like that?
I can definitely think of some, but I have a feeling if we start talking about those now, we're going to go really long.
All right. So you know what? You want to set that for next week?
I think we have a topic for next week I'd like to talk about, yes.
Then you know what? Let's do that.
Yes.
Next week, let's talk about some oddities, I guess you can call them.
Yeah, let's say some franchise oddballs, I would say.
Sounds good. Sounds like something that you would come up with. And
it would be something I came up with because I just said it.
And of course, let us know. You know what? Let us know right now in the comments. We'll mention them next week. Some oddball game. And I mean, we're talking maybe games that completely go a different route than what the original game was, or maybe a game that didn't really strike the fancy of the players originally. Let us know in the comments. And where can they comment?
Well, wherever they want. Doesn't mean we're going to find it. But
I guess it's technically yes.
But if they want us to see it, you can comment on our Facebook page, facebook.com/RetroGamersPodcast. You can comment on our Instagram page at RetroGamersPodcast, on Twitter at RetroGamersPod. Or if you watch us on YouTube, you can comment there as well. Just look for the Retro Gamers Podcast. You can also email us any and all of your complaints and praise at email@theretrogamers.com. If you are watching us on YouTube right now, you are watching the only time Larry will play this crappy $20 game that he bought at CVS.
I'm gonna beat every one of these 220 games.
Yeah, I'm not adding that to the list. The contest list that we've yet to go back to.
It's been a weird year.
It has. It definitely has been. Maybe we take a mulligan on this one.
Maybe we may have to, or just extend it to next year.
I think so. This may be a 2020, 2021 kind of scenario.
This might be. All right. So we'll start to wrap it up here. As always, good talking with you.
Always good talking with you. And it's nice to know that we have a topic for next week ahead of time. as
Yes,
opposed to us
yes.
normally scrambling to figure it out.
Hey, I thought today was good. We talked about some good stuff this week.
Sure we did.
And I'll let everyone know how this thing works. So
Yes, I'm very curious about that
me
switch,
too.
the HDMI switch.
I'm gonna hook that up later because I'm heading the game on in a little while.
Shocking.
So, folks, we will catch you everywhere next week on the Retro Gamers Podcast.